What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have two cars to compare. It is the Mustang GT500 and the Camaro ZL1 or ZL1, depends on however you'd like to say it. I know that you can't buy either of these cars because I checked my YouTube analytics and it tells me that you guys are all between 15 to 20 years old. Now I'm sure some of you are older than 20 and some of you maybe are younger than 15, but 97% of you are within that age gap. So realistically you either want a GTI or you own a GTI. But let's just imagine you're 35 and you make enough money to think about one of those cars. Well, today hopefully I will be helping you pick one of the two cars. But just to let you know, I own a Mustang EcoBoost, so I'm more towards the Mustang side. But by the way, for those who care, sorry for the lack of activity. The cameraman and I got COVID, and before you attack us in the comments, no, we didn't go partying or clubbing. We just woke up one day and we had it. So tough life. It is what it is. It is what it is. The first thing we're going to talk about, as usual, is the engines. The Ford Mustang GT500 has a beautiful supercharged 5.2 liter V8 engine that makes 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. And guess how long it takes to do 0 to 60? 3.3 seconds. Which is of course very fast, but here's the thing, it's got no manual option, which is unlike the ZL1. Not only does it have a stick shift option, it's also got a nice engine, a supercharged 6.2 liter V8 engine that makes 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, which is 110 horsepower less than the Shelby, and the ZL1 does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, but 0 to 100 kilometers in 3.6 seconds, which is very stupid of them to mention, but whatever. So since both these muscle cars are built to be track cars, which is different, I think it's fair to start off by talking who's better on the track. Because if it was a drag race, the ZL1 would win because the Mustang GT500 has got terrible launch control. But when the GT500 has a good launch, it beats the ZL1. So you really can't find out who's better. Yes, you can watch YouTube videos. I've seen 5 different YouTube videos, and in every single video, one car wins, one car loses. I mean, obviously in every race, one car is going to win and one car is going to lose. But it's just very different all the time. You can't really tell which one is going to beat which in the drag race just because the Mustang GT500 fails to launch properly consistently, which is bad. So because of the launch issues that the GT500 has, I think it's fair to say that the ZL1 deserves a point for this one, because just make your car launch properly. However, we can always look back at the quarter mile times, which is kind of the same thing. Again, both the cars do the quarter mile in 11.3 seconds, which again puts us in a position where we don't really know who's better at what. So I think the best thing to do is to witness this live. But if you are at a drag strip, most of the time these cars are not going to be stock, so you'll really never find out which car is faster on a straight line. Comparing horsepower and all these different things, it just looks like the GT500 should win every time. I mean, yeah, there is 100 pounds of a difference. I don't know how much that is in kilograms because here we work in kilograms, but you guys are all from the United States. I get most of my views from the United States, which is surprising. I thought most of these views that I get are from the UAE, but they're not. They're from the United States. So I did it in pounds, so maybe you guys would understand. But I don't think 100 pounds is that much of a difference to really give you a huge advantage when you've got 110 horsepower more. So here's what we know about them on the track. The ZL1 LE is quicker than the GT500 on track, but the ZL1 not LE is less fast than the GT500, which again a lot of people say is true and a lot of people say is not true. So I guess it all comes down to driver skill and experience, or I guess the GT500 will still win because it's got 110 horsepower extra, and what is it? I think it's got less torque.
I don't think you have any idea.
Moving on to looks. Which car looks better? So this has to be opinion based. So in my opinion, I take the GT500 every day of the week, simply because I love Mustangs, and as I've mentioned earlier, I do own a Mustang. It is a 4-cylinder, so if you want to make fun of me, please go ahead, but you're not funny. And I love the way they look. I hate Camaros and I hate the way they look, but here, take a look for yourself and decide which one you think looks better. The Mustang looks bulky and thick like me, which is a good look on cars, not too much on humans. Not too much aero going on. I love the front bumper and what they did with it. I feel like a bit more all-round could be done, but whatever. The ZL1 on the other hand is also bulky and thick, a bit of aero. I love the bonnet, the front looks good and the back looks good as well, but like the Mustang, we need something a bit more, something that can't be copied with a cheap body kit. And now we're gonna talk about the interior. So the GT500 has Alcantara everywhere, nice, that's something we like. Bucket seats with Shelby stitching, nice, we like that as well. Sync screen as in all the other Mustangs. we're okay with that. But here's the most annoying thing about the interior. It's got a round gear selector, a bit of a Range Rover move there. I don't hate it, but it's not for this car. A normal gear selector would have been just fine. Overall, it doesn't seem very spacious on the inside, and as a Mustang owner, it does get a little tight sometimes. But is it the same on the ZL1? Well, let's check it out. To be honest with you, it's very boring. Looks like something out of a Chevy Bolt. And to be honest, they could have done a bit more to personalize the interior to the ZL1. You don't even get bucket seats, which is a little weird. I mean, look, they are bucket seats, but not really bucket seats. You know, but considering that it's much cheaper than the GT500, it makes sense. Although I love the AC vents, but that's just not enough. But what could be enough is sound. Now, I haven't heard any of these cars before, and I'm not really sure which one sounds better, so let me know down below in the comments. So guys, conclusion time. I would take the GT500 every single day. I love Mustangs and I love what they did with the GT500. I think it is an amazing car, and I love how muscle cars are now evolving into something more than just a straight line, which is great. However, this is just like the M4 and the C63. There's BMW fans and there is Mercedes fans, and same thing applies with Ford and Chevy. So you're either a Ford fan or a Chevy fanboy, and it's just, it is what it is. Anyways guys, this is the end of the video. I want to thank all the new subscribers and the old ones too. You guys are all amazing, and if you have anything specific you'd like to see, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next video.